Good morning, friends. I am Ravindra Kumar from Arc and Friends channel. This video is also dedicated to my Union Bank friends who are appearing for promotion test. The first video we have explained about our objectives, bank objectives, and the conditions which are to be considered before framing our credit policy. And then second video we have explained about our verticals, large corporate vertical and mid corporate vertical, CPA and MSC and RABD and their powers and other things. And we have also told about thrust area where we have to give more importance to finance. Unstable areas, but then low priority. Low priority is not a ban, it's not a prohibited, only thing is stricter. We should be very careful while giving to the low priority, and scrutiny, stricter scrutiny is important. We'll take stricter scrutiny. And now I would like to explain about the really prohibited areas. Low priority areas are not prohibited, but whereas certain areas are prohibited as per our bank policy. Lease financing we were financing previously, but now the fresh exposure is prohibited. Whatever we have financed, that will continue, but now the fresh exposure is prohibited. And ozone depleting substances, you know about the ozone. For that, if anything is damaging, any industry is going to damage that ozone, we are not going to finance. Then virtual currency. There is no currency at all, only virtual currency. Some countries or some companies are dealing with virtual currency and they are settling also. But we are not going to give finance to the companies which are dealing with virtual currency or which are settling the this virtual currency, these things, settlements also. We are not going to give any finance to the companies which are dealing with virtual currency. Then LOUs and LOCs are already withdrawn. LOU means letter of undertaking, LOC means letter of comfort. These two are related to trade finance. Trade finance is generally for our imports. When we are going to, when our importers are getting material from other countries, this trade finance is involved. This LOU and LOC are withdrawn with effect from 13/3/2008. 13/3/2008. I think it is only after Nirav Modi's case. Nirav Modi's popular case, this letter of comfort was given previously, and it has been, these two are withdrawn. But trade credits are not withdrawn. Till trade credits we are going to give subject to basing on the supplier's credit or buyer's credit and subject to our department. DFB and IBD departments are there. DFB and IBD department, subject to their guidelines, we are going to finance for the trade credit also. The other restricted areas. No loan shall be granted against our bank own shares. Perhaps you are having bank shares, our Union Bank shares. You cannot get any loan from our bank. Similarly, against the gold bullions. Gold bullion or silver bullion, that is almost raw material, raw gold, raw silver. You can say it's the biscuits perhaps. We cannot finance against those things. But we can finance and we should finance against jewelry. For agriculture gold loan and non-agriculture gold loan also. And for jewelry making also, we will just manufacturing also, we will generally finance. But that is, we have that another scheme for the union bullion. For directly against this raw bullions we cannot give, but for the manufacture of jewelry we can give union bullion. Union bullion is our scheme for manufacturing of jewelry manufacturing. No loan to purchase gold. The erstwhile Andhra Bank was giving, once actually was giving for purchase of jewelries, gold and jewelries. But now the Union Bank of India, for purchase of gold, we cannot give, we should not give. Same thing, the companies sometimes to buy back their own securities. To buy back their own securities for companies, we shall not sanction any loan, we will not sanction. Against certificate of deposit, we will not sanction any loan except for mutual funds. Certificate of deposit is another point. Actually, you should learn about certificate of deposit. But against the certificate of deposit, we are not going to sanction any loan except for mutual funds. Against other bank deposits, for our bank, against our deposit loan, we call it the deposit loan, one we will get. But other bank deposit will not sanction. It's prohibited. Term deposits or FDRs, whatever it may be. Accommodation bill. There is no trade activity, only accommodation bill. We are not going to finance any loan to discount accommodation bills. For sole proprietor or partnership firms, if they want any loan, for business loan, against the primary security of shares and debentures, we are not going to give any loan. If it is the shares and debentures are the primary security, we are not at all going to give loan. For only this is sole proprietorship and partnership. And similarly, the guidelines is there as per the Companies Act. If 30%, more than 30% of shares cannot be pledged to bank, we cannot take the pledge of more than 30% of any company. It's a private limited company or public limited company. That means we cannot sanction loan more than 30%. That is very important. That is also should remember it. To purchase small savings, that is NSCs or KVPs, we shall not sanction any loan. Remember, these are some of the important prohibited areas. The other most important, definitely you may get one question in this. Loans and advances for the commercial purpose to any of the board of directors, even of our staff members from the MD to manager, we cannot sanction commercial loans more than 25 lakhs. Up to 25 lakhs can be sanctioned to the relatives of the directors or staff members and other things by RLCC, subject to merits of the case. But more than 25 lakhs, bank shall not sanction any loan. Only board is having right to sanction more than 25 lakhs for commercial purpose. But other purpose like retail we can sanction, housing loan we can sanction, vehicle loan we can sanction, education loan we can sanction, and other loans to staff directly we can also sanction. The secured loan against deposits for staff we can sanction, and relatives also will sanction. Loans against NSCs and LIC bonds also we can sanction. Agriculture production, crop loans or cases also can sanction. These are the things. Then another point is who are the relatives? We are telling that for the relatives of the board of directors or our executives or up to branch manager, we shall not sanction it. Then who are our relatives? These are also important point. Who are our relatives? Relative means spouse. If it is wife, husband, if it is husband, wife, spouse, father, mother, son, son's wife, daughter, daughter's wife, brother, brother's wife, sisters, sister's husband, and brother's spouse also, sister's spouse also. In this actually even the stepfather, stepmother, stepbrother, stepsister also covered. Who are exempted? Father-in-law, mother-in-law, cousins, and other people are exempted. But all other these things you have to remember it. Once again I read it for you may get one question, we don't know. Spouse, father, mother, son, son's wife, daughter, daughter's husband, brother, brother's wife, sister's husband. These are the important thing. One more important thing is standalone LC are bills we cannot purchase, we cannot sanction, we cannot discount, we cannot negotiate. So certainly, actually even the bank guarantees also we won't generally give unless the party is already existing borrower and he is. We would like to just now take up another small issue, that is PIM, Preliminary Information Memorandum, is for only 20 crores and above new proposals. For any new borrower has come to us, instead of taking all the things, balance sheets and all the things, we will ask a little bit preliminary information, and this PIM will be forwarded to our central office. It will be looked by our new business group. New business group is headed by our none other than our MD and CEO, and then EDs also participate, and all the vertical heads of the loan portfolio, LCV and MCV, CP and MSC and RABD, and even RMD, or even CFO. These people will just participate. For new business group, there is a quorum for four minimum is four, and weekly once they will attend. But this 20 crore and above, certainly we have to send to this PIM, we have to send to new business group. One more important, not only 20 crores, but if any existing loan, if they want more than 25% of enhancement, and if the proposal crosses 50 crores, then also we have to send to the new business group. This PIM we have to send. 2 points you have to remember it. One is, if it is 20 crore and above new proposals, if it is 25% more than enhancement, 25% of enhancement, 25% and more enhancement, which is more than 50 crores. These 2 points you have to remember. Again, new business group, I told you, our MD and CEO, EDs and GMs will be there, and weekly once they will meet, or whenever is necessary also they will meet. Quorum is 4. Then one more important, everybody knows about is lending automation solutions. LAS, everybody is, I think every loan we are doing in the LAS only. This is very important. Sometimes actually this erstwhile Andhra Bank people or erstwhile Corporation Bank, they may feel some difficulty, but it is an excellent solution for every product of our loan products can be processed through LAS. And LAS is not only considered of the loan process, and some other modules also there. IRB model, internal rate module is there, and credit monitoring module is there, and NPA manager is there, module is there, and MIS module, management information system, for regulatory and statutory reports we have to send, this module also there. These are all very important modules are there in the lending automation solution. This is an excellent solution. Then regarding appraisal, how you will go for appraisal? Will you give this appraisal to any third party? No, not at all. We shall not give this appraisal to any third party. Our bank has to do entire appraisal independently. But we will take support of somebody else who are there. And for CPV or direct selling agencies for retail and MSME and other loans, we will just take their information. It's supporting document. And for agriculture, Bank Mitras, Kisan Mitras, they are also supporting us. They are not directly doing the appraisal. And feasibility study by our subsidiaries, some subsidiaries there, SBI Capital like this, some subsidiaries, they will directly do the feasibility study. For our loans are concession loan also. We will take the support. And lenders independent engineer. Generally we will take we know valuers, but big projects we will have to appoint lenders independent engineer. That engineer will just see entire things from starting to till the erection of entire machinery and everything. He will see till the date of commencement of business. That is, he is also third party, but he is not appraising it. He is only supporting us. And stock auditors, valuers, I told you, all auditors, engineers, and lawyers. We take all these supporters. But we have to do this appraisal part. Our bankers independently who has to do it. We will not engage any third party. Once again, for new business group also we have given one more, already we have referred it, but once again I repeat it. A new business group, MD is our chairman, and all the 3 EDs are participate, and all the verticals of loans they will participate, GM, DFB and IBD. So IBD international, that is foreign exchange and international business. GM and GM recovery and CFO. These are the members. Minimum quorum is 4, and I am again telling 20 crores new proposals will be seen by the new business group, and if the enhancement is more than 25% and the proposal limit is more than 50 crores, then it will come to new business group. Friends, with this I think some of the important things is over. Now the due diligence. For every loan, the due diligence is important. Okay, certain guidelines are there. If it is 2 crores and above, that is different issue. But small loans also, we have to go to due diligence. For due diligence, the foremost point is whenever somebody comes, the interview, the branch manager or somebody, credit officer who is interviewing the person, he has to inquire many things. I will just tell some of the things. What is the past record of the borrower? What he was or the company was doing it? And creditworthiness. What is creditworthiness? His loans, how many loans he has availed already? What is his assets, creditworthiness? Ability. Can he just execute the project? Capability is there. And the present activity, what he is doing now. And whether he is having any associates, whether he is having any joint ventures, any group concerns already is there. Or the details of the proposed project for whom he has come for a loan. Here the company has come for loan. What is the details? How he will execute? Where from he will bring the margin money, source of margin money? Whether he is having capacity to meet the margin money? And the raw material, where from he will get the raw material? And the technical people, whether is the technical people available? Where from he will bring it? And then market is very, very important. He will do everything. Finally fails at marketing arrangements. If market is not there, the unit will fail. That's why we have to verify all these things. Then bank statement also, we have to verify the bank statement. We can ask the 12 months bank statement. And then personal visits by the bank officials. As per our Union Bank of India guidelines, personal visits by scale 3 officer for the branch. If it is ULP also, scale 3 officers. For Saral also, I think scale 3 officer only. Minimum, that is minimum. But if it is more than 1 crore, definitely branch manager and scale 3 I think he has to visit. Branch manager has to visit it. Then we have to verify the various lists. We have to verify the various lists. Everything is available on the different websites. RBI defaulters list, we have to verify it. Willful defaulters list, RBI Central Fraud Registry, and reports of credit information reports, CIBIL and different organizations also there. We can get information there. This credit information, how many loans he has availed and his repayment, how he is repaying it, whether it is coming under SMA 1 or SMA 2 like this. And CRELIC report where he is having the accounts, different banks account, and then bank statement we can insist it. And CERSAI, verification of PAN with income tax, the PAN number is correct or not, the board of directors, partners and sole proprietorship, whatever it may be. And verification of ROC. If the company, then we have to see the ROC, whether is already available any charges for anyone. Charges actually for company, everything is public document. The charges should be registered. Everything is available in public domain. Then Aadhaar of all the people, directors, I told you all the things. Aadhaar also we should verify it. And GSTN. And unique document identification number also will be there, UDN for companies, all the companies. That is also we should verify it. And most important thing is, if it is company, shareholding, directors details and everything is available in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, MCA, we call it as MCA. Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the website is there, Ministry of MCA.government.gov.in, I think so. The website directly you can go there and we can. MCA, if we go to the MCA website and we can just get every detail. Every detail we will get it. If you type the company name, we will get all the details, and then we will come to know what is the shareholding and who are the directors and other things. Friends, for this due diligence, who has to do it? For retail loans, I told you for the other loans, for retail loans, due diligence should be done by ULP head. If it is rural and semi-urban area, if it is more than 10 lakhs, ULP head has to personally do it. If it is urban and metro and 50 lakhs and above, ULP head has to do the due diligence. The another important one small word, actually this is also important. This is also now as per the RBI, as per the guidelines, we have to insist if it is more than 50 crores, that is legal entity identifier. 20 digits number is being given for the entire world, the industry which is having more than 50 crores loan with the commercial banks. If it is more than 50 crores level availed throughout the world, it will be 20 digits number will be given, and the entire details are available in the legal entity identifier. We are for existing borrowers also, we have to insist now onwards. Now friends, it refers to audited balance sheets. Okay, it's over. Whatever I told you, we are verifying it. Then the next procedure is, we have to insist for audited balance sheet. Whom we have to insist? If it is the professional, whose income is 50 lakhs and above, we have to insist audited balance sheet. Otherwise, provisional balance sheet is sufficient. Provisional balance sheet is also balance sheet, but only thing is, it is not audited. For every industry and everything, we have to, they will maintain the balance sheet and other things. But only thing is, professional 50 lakhs and above, then it should be audited. If it is business, it is not basing on the income, it is basing on the turnover. 1 crore is more than 1 crore turnover is there, then that balance sheet should be audited by the chartered accountant. But for companies, all the companies, irrespective of the turnover, all the companies, this audited balance sheet, we should insist for audited balance sheet. Audited balance sheet actually generally now only, if proposal is submitted after, generally now it is not a COVID days, now it is okay, but otherwise from October onwards, for October to March, we have to insist the audited balance sheet of this year. The proposal is in the month of April, then only last year audit only available, and provisional balance sheet will take it. April to October, generally this is the period. I told you companies, this audited balance sheet can be cross-checked in the MCA. That is also, you should remember it. Once suppose somebody has submitted an audited balance sheet, we have to cross-check everything, entire figures are correct or not. And similarly, charge also we have to verify the company's charge is created or not. Even if we are sanctioned a loan, and that charge should be registered in ROC within 1 month. That we have to verify and we have to insist it. For retail loans, area of operation is also one of the important point. Generally, actually bank actually gives some charge sheet and all these things. If we go beyond our area of operation for retail loans, for big loans it is not that much criteria is there, but retail loans, area of operation, retail and MSME and trading loans, their operation is actually, there are no hard and fast rule, but still where we can just go and visit, the unit visits and can take place regular unit visits. That is our area of operations. Then some standards for borrower standards we have to verify. How will you verify? The financial strength. Once though you have taken the balance sheet, generally we take balance sheet of 3 years, last 3 years. Why we take last 3 years balance sheet? How it is moving, whether it is getting profit, whether it is turnover, sales are increasing or decreasing. Whether it is capital, how is capital movement? Capital is withdrawn or increasing, so profit is added, everything. So many details. Whether he is taking more loans, the last 3 years we will take it. Year after year he is increasing his this one, loans portfolio, or how the this debtors, whether he is receiving payments regularly, everything we will verify with his balance sheets. Some of the benchmark, this we can say that some of the important ratios are net worth. We will see the net worth. What is his net worth? And total outstanding, total liability, total net worth, total outstanding liabilities to total net worth, long outstanding liability to net worth, that is TOL by TNW. Total net worth divided by TOL or TOL divided by total net worth. It is actually generally our bank says 3 is the best, and we can for the new business for up to 4. And PL statement will verify. And current ratio, TOL, TNW, I told you, beyond his capacity, whether he is borrowing money, the TOL, TNW, why we will see it? Total outstanding liabilities divided by total net worth. If it is taking more than his capacity, then he is borrowing more unnecessarily. Similarly, current ratio, whether all the current liabilities can be met with the current assets, that is liquidity, whether he is having liquidity or not. Whether the current liabilities are diverted to the fixed assets, that is wrong. We should see it. Your working capital limits are diverted to purchase the machinery or purchase any land, all these things we should verify it. That current liabilities, current assets should be more than current liabilities. Then only he is having good thing. And sensitivity test also we will do it. Sensitivity test means something, the project you wanted to complete within 1 year, but if something delays happens, what will the cost? That is sensitive test is there, the formula is there, that has to be done. If it is more than 10 crores, sensitivity test should be done. Quality of the capital, the quality, where from he brought the money, whether temporarily he brought from his friends and other things, everything missed, we will see it. Last 3 years balance sheet will reveal it. Quality of the capital also, shareholders, who are the shareholders, major shareholders, that is also we will verify it. I told you benchmark ratios. Current ratio, this is current ratios for industries wise, something is you have to buy hard it. For current ratio generally it is 1.15, 1:2, 1.15. If current liability is 1, then current asset should be 1.15. For export it is 1, current liabilities 1.10 is current assets. Debt equity ratio, this I told you, generally it is 3.1. For operation phase it can be up to 4:1, 3:1 for generally. For operational it is 4:1. TOL by TNW is also 4:1. Average DSCR, debt service coverage ratio. This coverage ratio, whether term loans, it is applicable to only term loan. Whether he can serve our term loan installment and interest, how much he is getting profit, how much he is earning after deducting of everything. If it should be minimum 1.2, our installment and interest is 1, then his income should be 1.2. It should be 1.2:1. If is our installment and interest is 1, his earning should be 1:2. Debt service coverage ratio, that's we call debt service coverage ratio. That is different chapter. We can deal later on. This is TOL by TNW. We told 4:1. Remember it, 4:1 generally. For trade finance, trade advances, it is 5:1. That means he can go up to 5. If it is equity is 1, net worth is 1, he can go 5 times of his net worth. If it is trade advances. For others, only 4 times he can go. This actually different actually ratios were given for the different industry. I will read, just you remember it. For power sector, the current ratio is 1.17 instead of 1.15. Little bit leverage is 1.17. But debt equity ratio is 3:1 only. For roads, it is 1.10. 1.10 is later, little bit less for roads. Actually, benchmark is 1.15. It is 1.10 roads. But debt equity is only 3:1. Iron 1.17 like power. 3:1, this debt equity ratio is same. Telecom only 1. It is further reduced, only 1. And debt equity is 3:1. For food, process, irrigation, all engineering thing works and construction, current ratio is 1.17, current ratio is 1.17, and debt equity ratio come down 2 is to 1, 2 is to 1. These things I will deal remaining things later on. I will come again with tomorrow.